Mi nombre es Brixaclao Villarreal, and in this video, we're going to talk about 3 do's and 3 don'ts for beginners speaking Spanish. And these tips aren't just for beginners. These tips can be used all the way through your Spanish learning experience, wherever other language you might be learning. I have to remind myself of this stuff all the time, even though I speak only 2 languages. Now that I've been using while studying Spanish language, this semester, we have to remind ourselves about these tips every day. In this video, we're gonna focus specifically on the speaking aspect of learning Spanish or any other language for that matter. So, ay bienvenidos on video, and let's get right to it. Let's start with the 3 do's. These 3 things that you should do when you're speaking Spanish language. Habla despacio y claro. Speak slowly and clearly. Speak slowly and clearly enough to make sure you're understood. Take your time. Native speakers will appreciate you for even trying, especially if they know you are beginners. Let me give you an example. Say naranja or orange. And all I want to do is get an orange juice, but I pronounce it faster and not clear. Puedo tener de naranja. They will not understand what you're saying if you do that and say, Puedo tener un jugo de naranja? Or, may I have an orange juice? Yeah, that's right. And for the second do's, pide consejo a hablantes nativos o a tu profesor. Or, ask your native speakers for advice or your professors. They will always help you and give you an advice for the right use of words. And don't be embarrassed. They know that it's difficult and this is the best way for you to improve your pronunciation. Ask them, ¿Estoy diciendo esto correctamente? Or, am I saying this correctly? And for the third do's, use formal language or usar lenguaje formal. Culture is embedded in the language and the formality is very important, especially if you don't know the person. This applies to most Spanish-speaking places that you will go. Most people recommend that you are the word usted instead of the word tú when talking to a person you don't know, because we've said that usted is more polite and more formal. Other reason that is why it is important to use the formal language is because informal slang language varies from countries to countries. There is a lot of Spanish word that has different meanings in a lot of different countries. Let's move on to the 3 don'ts. It's 3 things that you should not do when you're speaking Spanish. Number 1. No trates de usar malas palabras. Do not try to use profanity. You're probably gonna look dumb and it's not as funny as you think it is. Second don'ts. No intentes traducir literalmente. Do not try to translate literally. When speaking Spanish, try to literally translate colloquialisms or figure of speech. You must put it in your mind. Third don'ts. No tengas miedo de cometer errores. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. This is a big one and it's very simple. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. Fear of speaking, especially in public, is the biggest thing that gets in the way of people becoming fluent in a new language. Get rid of your mind that fear. If you're a perfectionist, you've got to change your way of thinking, because mistakes are how you learn. Every mistake you have made is a little bit of progress. You're going to make mistakes. It's not your native language, and don't be afraid, but you now forgive respect as well. So, those are the 3 do's and 3 don'ts when speaking Spanish. Gracias y adios.